you guys.
Podcast.
Yes, first arrow. Shout out to Jackie, my baby. Oh, we both have the Gemini third and fourth house.
Sure do. I got it in the third and the fourth too. That's crazy. It's so many synchronicities. I don't even want to go down the list just with you.
I know, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, but we'll talk about that on another note.
So, I'm sure we're clear now, and I'm glad that happened, really, because
yes.
Because
I mean, I guess things happen for a reason,
right? Because
even though I'm kind of low key mad.
My kids wouldn't go to sleep, but we still jumped on time, and I was almost like, we ain't gonna make it. Portia was like, you better. Yes, we is. You just put me on then. And this our first time, so
that's my sister.
We made it, and then your shit fucked up. And I wasn't tripping though, because I already knew we could just restart the live. That shit don't matter for real.
Right.
But we made it. We made it.
Okay, so look. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, because you got the questions. I didn't even write them. I wrote them down. I got them in my mind, but.
Okay. Well, how about this? I start off with the first one. You start off with the next one.
Okay, because I'm really asking you the same question you asking me for real.
Okay, cool. This is fun. Okay. So my baby. Oh, let me tell you something. When I took my cell salt earlier, they say it takes 30 days. But
it's a mind thing though. At the same time,
good energy is to say, baby.
The thing is,
and my hernia wasn't messing up as usually. So thank you, boo. But back to the cell salts, I was gonna ask you, what inspired you to create your product/business?
Well, before we even go there with the cell sauce, because I saw your review video, and I just want to tell you.
I wish I could have did better though. I even thought the same thing about Madam Azista review. When I did her review, I was like, dang, I could have did better.
No, it ain't about doing better. You did a review.
I know, but that's my go-to move.
But because you did the review, that points out a very important thing though. Because when you take the cell salts, no, you don't have to take them with food, and you put them up under your tongue. And if you notice, they just taste like a little ball of sugar chalk.
It really nothing.
So that's one reason why I'm glad you did the review. Because
you so awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Really. And you made me realize.
I'm glad your ass got him available, because let me tell you something. Like for me, I hear Dolo talk about it. But I could probably research it, but let's be real, my Gemini. You know how to connect and dig deep in different ways, right? So for you to even have every zodiac sign of the lacking that we have, I don't think you know how powerful that is.
Well, I did want to say too, because you were saying how they helped already before the 30 days, because you know that everything is a mental thing, and we're always using our energies and our thoughts and feelings. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
I be having
a thing.
Wait a minute. Give me a second.
Do your thing. I like the background too.
I was about to say.
Shout out to those who are on the live.
Yeah, shout out to y'all. I was about to say that everything is a mental and low key ritual or whatever. And since I know that, and I was already doing that with the cell salts anyway in my own world when I'm experimenting and shit. I know that kind of the energy of that bled off onto anybody that buy them from me. It just is what it is. So, and not in no bad way, because I try to put positive energy in anything that I try to make sure that
your intent is in the product, which is beautiful and magical.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Okay. Good intention.
Yeah, but yeah. And what else I was gonna say about the cell salts? Yeah. You don't have to eat with them. No, you put them up under your tongue. But the main thing is what I was saying about the intentions, because they're minor. It's just cell salts. So with you understanding the things behind, your own energies and how it can influence your body and how your body is coordinated to the energetic body and your mind and your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions, knowing that, you can already know that You ain't got to call it witchcraft or whatever. It's just that the power of that, it ain't no power in it. It just is what it is. When you know something, it works a little bit more potent.
Especially because you're lacking a substance.
Right.
So go to Dr. New
to get the substance that you're lacking. For me, I'm a Cancer, Sun, Virgo moon. I got my Cancer cell salts because I'm lacking here. I gotta get my Virgo moon cell salts.
Well, that's another thing I want to say too, though, about the
Oh,
cell
this
salt.
is good.
Because the Google tells you that you need the cell salts for your month and the 3 months after that. In fact, most of them tell you that you need the entire 12 months, and you don't. So after further experimenting and researching, I realized that
You putting me
I'm
on
a Gemini, for
right now.
instance. I'm a Gemini, for instance. I don't have any Gemini pretty much in my chart other than my moon, than my sun and my Chiron. But so that's the reason why I take the Gemini cell salt. But if I sometimes you don't need to take that cell salt because you could have been born on the last day of that season, meaning that you got the entire season, all of that seasoning was seasoned in your while you were gestating. So you don't even need that cell salt. You would probably need the ones after that. And then you can look in your chart and you'll notice that those, well, I ain't gonna say because I'm not an astrologer and I haven't done a lot of looked at a lot of charts, but you'll be able to look at your chart. You'll be able to look at your chart and see the energies that you're deficient in, and you'll be able to notice that with the months that you weren't in your mother's womb too. You'll be able to see it.
That's what Dolo was saying too. Especially those who are like premature.
Yeah, I had one guy on live tell me that he was born late. And I was like, dang, I wonder what that means. Well, I thought to myself, his mama probably was just, I don't know. Anyway.
So you think he probably got extra surface?
He just got all of the seasoning. So he probably, I wonder how that would play out, though. That's what I was trying to figure. I wonder how that would look, how it would actually play out. But what about your candle? How did you get into, what made you, like, really dig into candle work until you figured out how to make, because I tried to do candles before, and I know that to even get the right wax, to get the right fragrance, to know how to heat it up perfectly, have the utensils that you need, that's a lot of work. So I'm like, what made you do that and stick to it to the point to where you're doing it, like selling it and making money and sharing it? What's up, Nomadic Productions? That's where our theme song beat came from, y'all. Y'all better don't be sleeping on Nomadic.
Thank you for that. Let's shout him out right now for that. Hey, go check his channel out too. Those who are on the live, thank you for being on the live and supporting. Whether you here or got on before when we first started or later, thank you.
But what made you dig into
that though? I gotta be real, yo. Like, you know how you be like, oh, that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And when I really started on my spiritual path, and I realized, no, it didn't just come out of nowhere. You have to be in all possibility space to get that idea. I can't take full credit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't explain it. It was like a teamwork.
Well,
not.
What space were you in during the time? What space were you in during the time when you initially got the idea to begin doing candle wax?
A lot of
am I digging too deep? Because I could go with. Go ahead.
No,
I get it out you now.
This is what we are here for. It's like Clash of Birds now. A lot of crazy shit. I had a
at the time that was not good for me. I remember paying for his like cannabis business. He never got started. It was just so toxic.
Okay.
I wish me and my mother had a closer relationship. So it seems with that trying to grow her, but then had to realize, wait a minute, you can't grow someone just because you and your spiritual path. You kind of got to just let them be themselves. And if they get there, you can be the example for that, or it is what it is. So, in all actuality, I really started with candles, crystal jewelry, body oils, tea bags, Betty Ross with like the crystal Betty Ross.
Did you have somebody in your family to like do stuff like that or something? Like it sounded like you already had like an innate understanding of how you want your friends.
Now I will tell you that this is what I wanted to say on the live as well. I want to give my sister, she's not here no longer with us. But when I started creating my business, I went to. She's on my dad's side. Her name is Candy.
Nomadic say you echoing. Do you got us in your auxiliary? Are you in the aux cord? He said
no, I'm just talking regular.
I don't hear her echoing on my end.
I think when I'm talking too fast, maybe that's what it is.
That shouldn't be that.
Because I don't hear echoing either. Usually I will hear.
Hey, well, fuck it. We're going to keep going. I don't fucking.
Yeah, anyway, fuck all distractions. So check this out. Shout out to my sister Candace. Okay. She's no longer here with us.
I hope
she
the
went
echo
to her
ain't too
next
bad.
life pretty young. But when I started my business, I went to her for like legal advice. Like, okay, so what do I need to do to make sure my shit is legally up? She's like, okay, you need to get your EIN number.
She really got
You
it
need
out.
to get a fictitious.
What's her sign? What was her sign? I don't know. We're supposed to.
Pisces. All my sisters are Pisces.
Oh, all your sisters are Pisces.
Oh,
You look like a Pisces, but you're not. But
I'm a Pisces ascendant.
Okay,
so I'll probably come off like a Pisces.
Okay.
Which is crazy. But what I was saying about her is that I went to her for legal advice. Oh, and this is what I want to say just in case of people who need this help. You need to get your EIN number. So register for your EIN number. You also need to get a fictitious business name for the name that you're going to create so no one else can use it. And then you also need to make sure, you promote as much as you can, but don't promote too much. And then she also said she had an online beauty boutique.
So,
and she was okay.
That's nice.
But she was more into social work.
Okay.
Look at my Gemini.
So
but that's what helped me get started into the legal part. I went to her because, mind you, I don't have anyone that I'm close to in my family besides her, and she's no longer here. But when she was here, she was the one that I'll call out of the blue, or should call me out of the blue, like, and I wish I was present more. She lived in Lancaster. I'm in LA. I went out there a lot of times, but not as much as I
Who was the oldest, you or her?
She's the oldest.
She was, well, okay.
Yeah.
So that was for you to, sometimes, hey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And then she's the only one that was really on the spiritual path too, because I told her she got tarot cards, got her on the.
So do you kind of like link your business, not I don't know. Do you kind of like link the candle business and just you being a online business person with the legacy of your sister a little bit? I don't know. I'm just asking.
I'm just saying that because you asked me what got me started, and I'm telling you what helped me get me started as well.
Okay.
As in the legal way.
That's a bad thing. That's like really would be a beautiful thing.
When it comes to like creating the business, like I said earlier. Oh no, that was earlier. I was cut out. That's right. Like I said, it came out of nowhere. The idea, the thought came out of nowhere. When I started my candles, I did soy wax in the zodiac sign containers.
What kind of wax do you use?
And it wasn't.
What kind of wax are you supposed to use? Because I could never figure that out.
You can use whatever wax you want to use. But the first wax I chose to use was the 100% soy wax. Now, I will tell you this. I added herbs to certain ones, and then I had learned that I need to add a different type of wax, like beeswax or some type of harder wax, to get it like stable. Because you will have holes in it if you don't get it stable. But now that I've done my research, I'm on apricot wax and some other waxes that I mix together. I feel like I'm talking a long time.
Which one holds the fragrance the best though? And we're gonna move on after this.
Both of them.
Because when I made them,
because I was a lot of customers when I first started love my candles. They love my little crystal jewelry and all that I was making. So I'll say, yeah.
So,
but I wanted to relaunch and make it more kind of like a classier, professional look than how I had it.
It looks quite
Girl, I feel like
professional.
I'm going everywhere.
No, it looks really professional. I like the way it looks. It looks quite professional. The way you present it looks really good.
It took me forever to get there, but thank you.
So,
The
what was the
process.
next question that we had? Because like I said, I didn't.
Oh, okay. So look. How did you network and who did you network with to get your
Oh yeah, I was asking you, how did you get
I got my book.
in the candle shop?
Yeah, okay. Listen, I didn't have my mind on getting into a store. I was just like, okay, all possibilities finally gave me the opportunity to get the fucking wax I needed, to get my beautiful soul fam. Like, you know how long it took for me to find my soul fam. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, to relaunch the whole brand and a new look. So me just doing that and me just focusing on the business, promoting it, making sure like the product is good first. I test it out first. Like those energies. I walked into the mall where I live at, and it was a store there that never was there. It seemed like it just came out of nowhere. I'm telling you, it's all possibilities. So I went in there and I said, "Oh my God, this is so beautiful!" And the people looking at me like I'm crazy and shit. And they're doing a pop-up shop in the store where you do a manicure and she teaches you how to do your own manicure.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Mercury Leo, so my thought automatically was like, "Where's the owner? I need to meet her because she's having pop-up shops. She have different vendors in the shop, so she's about teamwork." And it was just like an intuition thing. Like so she was like, one of the girls was like, "Oh, her name is Mercedes. She's back there." So I was like, "Oh, well, can you go get Mercedes? Because I want to meet her." And so she came out, and she was like, "Hi, you know, my name is Mercedes." And I was like, "This is so beautiful." And later on we talked. She was like, "Yeah, I thought you were crazy." She was like, "But now I know who you are." Because how I came in, I was like, you know, because it came out of nowhere again.
Yeah, and you're Cancer with
So
that in that cardinal energy, and your emotions automatically was like, "Oh, wait a minute, this is something up." Wait, and you just had to go answer. So I like
and I was going in there for something else, and my intuition was just like, "Oh my God, I gotta come here again and volunteer or do something here." So that's what I started doing. I started volunteering. I started asking, "Okay, so what else can I do?" Because I remember it was the event coming up for Christmas. I said, "Well, let me help with that." Because I just wanted to be in the energy with like-minded, beautiful souls that I seen there. And then I met other beautiful souls that were coming to the events that I was volunteering in. It was just beautiful. I was just like, it didn't feel like I was volunteering. It just felt like, I don't know. Like, it just felt so. I don't know.
What you're supposed to be doing.
Like I was home.
That's beautiful.
So from there, a year went by. We kept in contact. I was going to the events, you know, this and that. And then she hit me up like, "Hey, I have this new thing going on where you can pay this and this a month, and then we can do this on the shelves, and then this and that."
And
And
you
I'm
just
like,
worked out. Okay.
"Hell yeah!" And I guess because I kept at it and all possibilities, seeing that okay, this motherfucker ain't playing. Like, she really is into this. She really is consistent in this. Even though she went through all this crazy shit, like she's still doing this.
Right.
Like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
All
definitely-
possibilities for not well, teamwork.
Now
Now back to
what
you.
you're supposed to be asking me. Okay, yeah, I forgot.
Okay, here we go. You ready? I love this. I feel like I'm been talking forever. All right, your turn. Okay, so what experience slash experiences, our thought process, our mindset you was in that got you on your spiritual path?
On my overalls? Ooh, that's an ugly question with an ugly answer.
But it's gonna be beautiful, like a diamond.
You don't want. You know
How a
what? We
diamond
came.
start off.
We collectively came up with that question, and I low key wish that I would have. Because when I really think,
Yes.
because I'm the truth, I got to
First of
tell
all,
the
you the
truth.
main one that came up with that question, so don't be trying to give
I
me.
know, right? That's, I was like, why
I'm
the
not
fuck
you
I
know,
asked
but
myself
thank
that shit?
you. But she got credit on that one. Sure.
So why did I even ask that? Because I know the truth of that. I would really have to dig into my business.
Me
Tell
too.
y'all.
What the fuck you think we
And
gonna
I'm like
do?
a private person.
But don't say
I'm
too
an
much.
open book. Yet I'm a private person, but I don't mind. I tend to like.
What you got? Where you got cancer? What house? What you got in your
I got
fourth house?
Cancer in the fourth. I'm a Aries / Pisces ascendant, so I got Cancer in the
Yeah,
fourth.
that's why. That makes
But
sense.
yeah, that's why and also because I got the Aries ascendant, I've been. What is? Hold up. My bad,
I'm a
y'all.
cuss
Anyway.
girl. I'm a Aries cuss. No, I'm a Pisces cuss Aries. Cause I got
How did I get into the spiritual? I got into the spiritual. Well,
yeah.
I'll
What
just make it like this.
experiences or what
Well,
mindset you
first of
was
all,
in to get you on that?
I've always been on the spiritual path. Even when
Yeah,
I
we
ain't going
always
to
are. We just
church.
don't know sometimes.
I kind of did know though. I used to always have this innate feeling that you supposed to be doing something.
Yeah, me too. Like something ain't right.
And something gonna happen and it's gonna blow your mind. And not in no negative way. I always had that feeling. And then anyway, long story short, I always knew that. So
But I didn't know it was spiritual. Okay, let me shut up.
I used to also always seek the answers. Like I used to ask I'm a Gemini. I didn't know that shit, but I know now that I used to ask questions. I used to even ask the preacher questions at the end of church. I need to ask you something. They never could answer the bitch though. And then I remember having to go because I'm in the South, so I went to church with my grandma, raised by my grandma, and she ain't anyway. That's a whole nother story. But had to go to church every Sunday, but I was still like, this ain't even getting me. I was 4 years old asking these questions, and after the third question, I was like, I ain't no point asking no more fucking questions. Y'all don't have the answers. So I would even rebel against going to church and say, well, I go to church because spirituality has always been important to me. I always want to know, and that was the only thing that was something spiritual that anybody ever gave me as a child when I asked questions was the Bible and Jesus. So I thought that I was I would be going against God if I didn't go to church. But I didn't want to go to church. So I said, well, I'm not going to that church then. I'll walk up the street to go to another one. I don't want to go to that church. Walk up the street in my damn house. I'm 11 years old with some damn...
Get it, girl. Get it, girl.
With some
Yeah, dude, you have to do.
white with some white stockings on and some little heels on with my goddamn flower drip. But the point was, I was trying to find that shit out the whole time. That's really what I was trying to figure out. And I ain't gonna say I missed anything, but I wish I would have found out the answers earlier. But I can tell my spirit, it ain't your fault, bitch. You've been asking these questions since you got here, for real. And nobody was there to tell me. And eventually, nobody even told me about astrology. Nobody even told me about that. And I innately knew that it was something about the stuff, but I didn't. And I heard of the word astrology, but I didn't quite know what that was. I'm thinking it's mathematical, some shit you got to go to school for and learn, not something pertaining to the spirit, which I'm knowing the sky does. But the way they look at it, I just never thought about that shit. And one morning, literally after I met. I don't even want to go. I ain't finna get too personal because I just don't like getting too personal. I got to keep it. But
It's okay.
after I'm leave that part out for now. Anyways, one morning I had woke up and I was gonna get ready to go to work. Well, I'm just throw it in there. After I had met the so-called twin flame, the same month that I met the so-called twin flame, this happened. And also a girl that I worked with put me on tarot. All this in the same month. And the one morning I woke up, and some clearly said, "Won't you research? Won't you look up astrology?" And I'm like, astrology? I'm finna get ready to go to work. And I had not even opened my eyes yet for real. And someone's like, you should look up astrology. Now, mind you, I was already seeking on that black power shit, young pharaoh type shit. But I'm still like, that ain't it though. Fuck Egypt. Where did that come from? I'm still knowing that. So, um,
Girl, you speaking.
so,
Don't let the spirit fuck you in.
so, And since I'm wrapped up in the black consciousness and all that shit right there, when I look up an astrologer, I didn't want to see nothing but a black astrologer. So Dodo was the first astrologer that I came across. But I also came across a white, and that was also the first thing that he got me out of too. That was the first lesson that I learned from listening to him as a wise speaker. He said something to the effect of, if how could you be racist when, because I grew up in Alabama. The truth of the racist, like the emotion behind it, nah, I never felt that. But as far as that being a thing and a cultural thing, yeah, that's the life that I live. So and so I always thought that you just supposed to be that way anyway. But I would never. Anyway, I had white friends my whole. Look, we ain't finna. I got white friends too. I always had white friends.
Girl,
Okay,
anybody
but
come on
anyway.
this podcast, but not just, they better just listen and get the message.
But what was I gonna say about that? Oh, he said something to the effect. We already know there's anybody watching this channel, so I don't really have to even talk about this simple shit.
I know there's gonna be a lot of people watching this channel.
Like,
Girl, you better get together.
yeah, you're right, because it's all possibilities. But he said something to the effect of, if aliens came down here and they saw all you humans judging people, the same people, and all y'all are humans, they'll be like, what the fuck? Are y'all retarded? That's just like you judging somebody else for their eye color being different. All y'all humans. And I'm like, duh, what the fuck? Do you know that same week I met a white girl? She was a Cancer. We became like this, and I wouldn't let nobody fuck with her. That shit is crazy.
That's right.
And knowing the space that I was in prior to me meeting the white girl, I wouldn't have even said nothing to her. Because I just was, I was lost in other things too. Not just that.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
Before.
I was lost in all kind of shit during that time, so it wasn't just about that. I just was on Facebook, lost as fuck, and also lost in my life as far as relationships, and that's why all these things happened. Like, shit was crazy, and if I wasn't who I am, I would have thought that I was crazy. But I knew that the truth is the truth. I'm witnessing certain things, whether or not I can explain it or have anyone to talk to it about. That still don't negate what I'm going through, and I'm not crazy, and nor would anybody think I'm crazy, because I'm really going through what I'm going through, but still kind of like, as far as other people are concerned, well, really, I wasn't really fucking with other people like that during my early stages, because people were triggering as fuck on purpose. But anyways, I don't really want to. Let's bounce back and forth. We'll go back and forth. Let's start a conversation regarding that, because it's almost been 30 minutes. So, how did you get on yours? Like, was it a twin? And that's another thing I want to say, too. I noticed, especially when I was heavy in that, because I had got lost in that twin flame shit for like 2.5 years. Got lost in that shit. And I realized that, I began to realize that all the friends that I was making during that period of time were also twin flames. Kinda. They was kind of like, but they weren't as potent and as extreme as the one individual who really catapulted and forced me in this into seclusion to figure out what the fuck was going on with me just overall. But yeah, everybody that I was meeting during that time were reflections, and I also knew that they weren't gonna be around long. They got to get the fuck. I didn't know that. Really, what I thought was that they were gonna, because I was already on a growth path at that point, and I was hoping that everybody would grow with me. Eventually, everybody fell off. Eventually, but I also experienced that all throughout my life, but I didn't know that was why. And me trying to force people to stay with me probably is why I was forced on the journey, because it was for me to grow. But instead of me growing, I'm sticking, because I did notice that all my life people would fall off. Not to say that I think that's probably got to do with my energies too, and like, I don't know. But anyways, eventually I started being like, well, damn, is anybody gonna never fall? Like, is anybody? That leads us to the next question. So we're gonna start right there about how do you have relationships.
Let me answer the same question.
But I ain't asked you the question yet, though. So
you asked me that question.
Yeah. How did you start? What catapulted you, or was it like an extreme scenario and situation? And what year was it? Because mine began in 2017.
Mine's like 2016, 2000. It's like in the middle of 2016, 2017.
Where it was quite obvious and apparent, yeah.
Child.
Cause it started
Okay,
started
so-
all of our life. But when it was obvious and apparent to me, I don't know. Cause anyway, go ahead.
What you was about to say, girl?
I don't know, cause all my life, a lot of shit was obvious and apparent that I had to be trying to figure out what the hell was going on. But it's like when I had this shit. Anyways, that I can go deep into the details of that.
I'm just, girl. This is what
I don't really want to go that
here
deep
for.
because I ain't even never spoke about these things out loud to people, and my Chiron is in Gemini. I'd be the one to have a conversation 1 or 2 times first before I really talk about it on live. But and it wasn't even important either. What I was going to say. So.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so
now you.
for me, I went through Christianity, and it just seemed like every time I try to ask questions, pastors get mad, no matter what fucking church I went to. And then it just wasn't. I couldn't resonate with it. But not only that, it's really more so like I just had to keep seeking. I felt something like something just wasn't right. Like I'm missing something. Like something not adding up, my nigga. Seems like it's telling me we gotta wait for a nigga to come out the stuff.
For real though. And my younger self knew that shit.
And I kept seeking, and when I kept seeking, I got to I think they call Pan-Africans, where they just talk about like what you shouldn't eat, and how you should get go to Africa and go get
that's my girl Free in the chat.
No, how you should go to Africa and go to your life, because that's where you from. And then I was like, well, this don't even sit right. Something's right. Something's not right.
Right.
Like, okay, I changed my diet. I stressed for 2 months trying to be a fucking vegan, which was so retarded to me. I've lost, so I'm already skinny, because this is not much weight I've lost then a couple of years ago. It was just horrible. So I researched, actually it was a girl that came on, like, it was like Future someone on one of these channels. And she was talking about Dolo. And so I heard the name and I heard what she said. She was like, yeah, you know how like we're stars and all of this. And I'm
she
like,
sound flunked out then. I know she probably really.
Well, then I didn't know.
But she probably actually didn't know.
I just knew that it was something different that I knew of.
Right.
And that
you knew
I
something to
was
it.
seeking for something greater or something that just wasn't in my.
When you hear the truth, when I heard the truth, I always knew that it was something to that shit. Even if it was totally different than the indoctrination. If I heard something that was sometimes that would make you want to hear something different just to be rebellious. But when you hear the truth, even if it is flunked out, you kind of be like something to that though. So yeah, go ahead.
So when she said stars, and I'm already, mind you, I'm coming out of the background of bullshit. I'm coming out of the background of being programmed. I mean, when I say retarded motherfuckers. Okay. But I'm just coming out of the background with retarded shit. You know what I'm saying? And I kept seeking, and when she said that, she said, oh, you know his name, the guy was like, well, what's his name, or whatever. He said, oh, yeah, his name is Dula Pilot. I said, fuck y'all, bitch, I gotta go. I searched his name in, motherfucker. And then I started looking at the motherfucking video. I was like, this is what it is.
Like, damn,
I know.
Yeah. Everybody always.
I knew. I was like, I wasn't fucking tripping. I knew. I knew. I just fucking knew. Shit didn't add up. Something was wrong. Sorry, let me calm down. But let me tell you, I felt more than that. But that's part
Free in the chat. Me, Free, the Hang Empress, Shining Darkness, and JDB. We got a podcast coming up on my birthday. Shout out Free. Is she still? She might not even be up here no more.
Shout out Free, baby. Free yourself. I love that name. Yes, bitch. That's what I had to do. have to free myself. No, let me turn
Crazy.
around.
So,
Oh yeah, let's get it.
oh, the relationship question. Go back. We going back to that. I think that's our
Okay, so it's
final
my turn.
question.
Oh no, it's your turn. It's your
No,
turn.
you go ahead. Well, it don't matter. I go. So,
No.
the relationship question, because I was going towards that in my last answer. I forgot where I left off at though. But long
Oh, we
story
gonna get to it.
short, oh, about people falling off. That's what it was. And yeah, that's what it was. I wish I had my little blood up in here. Damn, I started the brain that hungry.
Oh, I got it right here. You want me to say it?
Huh? No, I'm talking about my blunt. I mean,
Oh.
anyway, no. So,
First of all, get the blood. Get the spiritual plant. Yeah.
yeah, I left it in the car. But anyways, it's
Okay.
so
Okay, let's get it.
what I was gonna say? Oh, about the how do you have relationships in the world, or when you're not, because everybody ain't, but when you're around nothing but people who's not growing. So how do you have relationships and continue to grow? Like, how do you continue to grow when you have to be in a when you have to be, you know, the only choices that you have are people that's not growing for the most part, at least in the physical. Or is that your experience? That might not be everybody's experience. So,
I live in the hood.
it is my experience. It is
But
my experience.
all my life I lived in the hood. But I'm about to get no.
Ain't nothing wrong with the hood, cause shit, I'm in.
We gonna get that mansion, and we all
people
gonna
from
be there.
the people
and
from the
dating
hood,
times, and we gonna
the
be
people
doing
from the hood be the
certain
ones that got the
giving
sense.
shit.
Yeah, the people.
Which is wait, hold on.
The people in the hood, they be the ones that want to find out more for the most part, because they kind of already know and did a lot and been through a lot. So for me,
Did a lot. No.
it's kind of I ain't gonna say it is kind of difficult to maneuver that energy, because let me put it out.
So go ahead.
I was gonna say it is kind of difficult to maneuver through that energy with other people, especially when you're in a world where you're supposed to be social at. And for me, if I'm just using myself as an example, I know people online like you guys that I know that has confirmed that, oh, okay, this is a thing. But still, when you're at home and shit, you call your girlfriend or your girlfriend. I'm talking about your homegirl, because down south we say girlfriend. But when you call your homegirl or your homegirl calls you, and the only thing they got to talk about is things that, I don't know, like problems or flunked out ass shit you don't really want to hear. And what are you supposed to do? Like, you got to separate at some point. And so I don't weed so many people out to where the people that I left still aren't like. I still got to weed more until I spread out and move on for real. And that's kind of disheartening, especially when it comes down to now it's time for me to be in different energies. And now I'm clear enough to where I can possibly date, have relationships with men, but that's a very tight rope. That's a real thin line on the walk, a real tight rope. So it's like,
why you say it's real tight? Hold on, let me put my shit on.
Well, I don't mean tight. I mean it is straight. It is. Your shit fucking up. But okay, we back.
What you mean? What is tight? That's what I mean.
Well, for one, it's tight because it's been a minute. But anyways, what I should say rather on that is it's a tight.
Oh my god!
What I should say is, no, for real though, it's a thin. You got to walk it's like walking a tightrope when you deal with people, in order to keep yourself from being like altered, really. Because especially anyways, with men, they already, for the most part, at least down here, they feel like if they got money, then that's what the fuck else do you what else you want? And it's like, bitch, it's a lot of first of all, I want you to know how to talk. So we got to have conversations. And I don't want to talk about how many hours you work today. It's great that you're working, but you know, are you planning on doing anything
something together?
Like real shit. And it's
fuck out of here.
So that's an awkward conversation, because they don't even understand that. It's like
it's not awkward. They're retarded.
it's awkward if you sit there and try to talk to them and explain it.
Yeah, I know, I've been there, so I'm telling you, they're retarded.
I've been there.
Retarded
6
too.
years.
I try not to, and then that's another thing.
On and
I
off.
don't.
On and off.
That's another thing. I try not to judge, so I'm retarded
Me
too.
neither.
So that make me be like, give them benefit of the doubt. It's
But
like,
it is what it is.
is.
And that's that
And that's
cancer
that
shit.
cancer shit.
Because I'm a cancer son. Give him the benefit of a doubt. And that's what I did. And on and off for 6 years. Look stupid.
but not at the,
Bitch,
but not
no.
at the, but not jeopardizing anything. That's because like. I can tell just by talk, especially if I talk to you, I can look at, especially men, I can look at a man and know if they even, not all the time, but down here, down south, because I'm from this area, and this is the culture I was raised in. I know what school you from by looking at you. So it's like, it ain't gonna be shit. It be kind of, difficult.
Don't be shit. It's a
But it's all
programming
good.
everywhere. It's the same programming everywhere. Unless they on the spiritual path and they
The
being
people are spread
who
out.
they am.
What's up, Platinum and Gold TV? But even the
Right.
Bible says
What's
that
up,
God's
Platinum?
people, even the Bible says that God's people are spread out throughout the land. So I get it. But and I also
Yes,
know
the
that
fuck we're everywhere.
if I exist, so do they. So does anything it is that I want. Because I'm here to create it and at least put it out there so that it can have, because I noticed that is how life works. But anyway.
So how do relationships? Well, how do you have relationships with people who are not on their spiritual path?
So I guess the full answer for me would be you just have surface relationships with people.
All right, let me give you
have
mine.
surface relationships with them, because that's what it all boils down to. The thing that makes that tricky though is that the people that you're having these surface relationships with don't understand that it's kind of a surface relationship, brother, sister, mama, daddy. It don't matter. Like and sometimes I feel like you're being narcissistic a little bit. You're being a narc, and I'd be like, well, I don't know what else to do. And then that push you in a certain space and it puts me in a certain space sometimes, and it makes me experience solid being isolated,
So
based on me feeling like that's what I need to do for real. And it's like, okay, so what the fuck? But anyways, that's my take. What's yours?
let them be themselves. One thing I had to learn this the hard way.
Different anyway, so you just whenever y'all end up relating, right?
Let me tell you something.
Free says every relationship be different anyway. So you just relate however y'all end up relating. And however y'all end up relating, however it work out, that's how it work out. And by you
but it's in details. We talking about details.
No, that's right though. Because if you
that
remove
is
all
right.
the details,
We're going in details right now.
but if you remove the details and just be free when it comes
No, I mean
to
that's
fucking
why
with people,
we ask this question is what I'm saying. We about to go in details.
Can't think about it too much.
But she's right about that.
Because if you think about it too much, you're gonna be creating that shit.
That's that Virgo energy.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
So that's right, free. Because this is the All Possibilities podcast. Having that free space, that'll key. That's right. Thank you for that. That's my girl. Oh shit! I almost knocked the mirror down. Okay, so now what's your take, Portia? I almost called you Portia because, like I said, my brother's baby mama, her name is Portia. Right. And that was the lesson that I learned in my twin flame relationship, was not just relating with people or men. That shit went really, really, really deep. Relating with items, relating with habits, like that shit. And that's why Libra this season had a lot to show me for my birthday. And I don't think she done either. I'm talking about free is a Libra, but okay. Libra had a lot to let me know this season. Okay, so, for real, I didn't realize that, but it's a forever, like it's a forever thing when once you get on that in that energy of self-awareness, and it ain't, because I don't even want to say like it's something, because it's really what we supposed to be doing. So, and it kind of sometimes make me cringe when I have to call it something. But anyway.
No, girl.
Cause I wouldn't know what to call the obvious. What the hell life supposed to do? Like what you call that? I don't know. But I guess that's where they came up with the term God. But anyway, I'm starting to ramble. So go ahead.
No,
Go with yours.
this is probably when. Listen, we in Gemini moon.
Oh, it's
You
Gemini moon
Gemini
right now.
moon.
Yeah. Oh, surely it's no moon. Duh. And I put full moon on all of our stuff, but it's
So be you, baby.
So
This the first
how do you relate? How do you handle these? Other than, of course, you know they retarded or whatever. And I don't like to call people retarded because I say that all the time. But I'm also retarded.
Because let me tell you something. You retarded to the fact that you ain't gonna take the time out to work on yourself, knowing that you got some shit that you lacking on. And if I'm smart enough to know
But I don't be knowing where to start.
No.
Not at this point. No, you
I
can't
don't
use
get
that
nobody
excuse
no excuse no more.
You can't use that excuse no more. You really can't.
I don't get nobody no excuse no more.
I didn't know where to start. If I had just had a starting point,
You ain't got
when I was 2 years old.
We
I'd have
didn't
been
know where to start, but we started.
But some people at this point, everybody can know where to start. It ain't no way around that shit now. It's
Nigga,
just like the Bible
you
says,
know when you
everybody
fucking
will
up.
find
You know
out.
when you having bad intentions as a motherfucker. Let's just keep it real. So whatever you have bad intentions on is what the fuck you need to start on. We all know that. People just don't want to
if you don't know that, you can find that out by now. At this point, everybody can find out what they need.
People just don't want to put the work in.
I think everybody know that too. If they don't, how you don't know that the answer is everybody. Like you got so many examples at this point. You got people in your family who on game and be telling you like prophecies of your own life. At this point, everybody know that.
Well, I ain't got that yet, but I got myself, fam.
Shit, the things you say out your mouth always are synchronicities. So shit, you probably don't realize that you just spoke something that somebody just went through right in front of you, but everything you say is a synchronicity. Everything you go through is
no
a
such thing as coincidence.
That's how you speak prophecy, by understanding that type of rhythm. That's how you speak. Like it don't even be prophecy. I don't be liking to put all. I understand why people don't like to put words to all these things because it's like it's not even that. Anyways, so
yeah, but what I was saying is back to the question. How do you have relationships with people who are now in their spiritual path? What I learned the hardest is the fucking hardest. Letting people be themselves because you can still have good. Hey, don't touch on this earlier live actually. He was saying. Some kind of he was saying that look, you can let people, you can still let people be themselves, right? Even though you know they retarded, but you the bigger spirit, right? So you know you have to drive for yourself and others, even when it comes to relationships, right? So if you know your friend fucking retarded on a certain thing. He was like, let's just say your friend need help on a certain thing every motherfucking time. And you like, damn, this is retarded. I know I just taught her this shit. Or I know I just talked to her about this shit like 5,000 fucking times. But the bitch just still don't get it. What he was saying is, instead of like cursing a bitch out or being just or just like reacting to the shit in a harsh way, like know that your friend is just not educated or on that spiritual level yet, okay? And at days and times, you know she gonna call you or he gonna call you on some same ass shit like, oh, I need a ride or this and that or the same shit. Just know, okay, well, let me put my phone on silent for this day. Today I just can't fuck with it. And then he was like, but tomorrow can be even greater. At least you didn't fuck up like the relationship. You guys still can relate. And let me tell you something. I can really relate to this because I have to learn this shit the hard way a lot of fucking times. Because for me, I don't have patience. And I'm a Virgo moon, bitch. Let me tell you something. If you say something, you need to fucking do it. You understand? And there's a lot of times where motherfuckers just say shit and they don't do it. And I get to my mind like, oh, this motherfucker bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me telling the motherfucker like, no, like we can't reschedule or I don't fuck with you no more or don't fucking hit me up or you unprofessional or whatever it is. Look, don't even say nothing, LP. I know me. Oh my fucking God, I'm so blunt. Don't say nothing, LP. Okay? Just look. Just let it be what it is. Let them be flunked out. If they want to be unprofessional, or let's just say there was a certain thing that needed to be done and it wasn't done, but they didn't keep their word. Okay. If you real cool with the person and you like that relationship, and you know they fucking retarded on certain things, it's almost like giving like what do you say? Give them grace on that. Because you the bigger spirit. So on the certain things you know they retarded on, don't hold their hand through it, okay? Just don't even deal with that shit. Like low key, it's kind of like keeping the peace, low key. Because for me, I had to learn that. Like I'm so blunt. Like I tell people, like, look, nigga, why would you tell me this and then you do this and that? And then they like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. They get sensitive and shit. I'm like, well, fuck you, bitch. And they be, I'm from the hood. A lot of people sometimes not from the hood. Are they from the other side, like the hills and shit? Where I live, like it's like the hills on that side, and then like the hood where I live at. And I gotta remind myself, okay, look, LP, calm the fuck down. It's not that serious. I know you want people to be on your level and be spiritually and think the way you think. But a lot of these motherfuckers not gonna be, and you gotta accept that. Even when it comes to my family, I be like, man, like if y'all could just see what I see, you know what I'm saying, and understand the process, and just being in all process, like just the. And Dolo spoke on this shit earlier. Like you just kind of gotta let that shit go and just accept what it is. And anyone from your family members that y'all fuck with each other, it's kind of like they who they are. I'm the bigger spirit, and since I know I gotta drive the wheel for me, you, and them, then that's what I gotta do. I guess it's kind of like being a vessel for God. I don't fucking know.
My child up now. But what's crazy is I had
Shout
a
out, baby.
homegirl
Shout out,
named.
baby.
Remember? Well, I don't even want to talk about the bitch, but I had a homegirl named AP, and she was a counselor. Remember I was telling you about that?
Oh yeah, you
But I
was
didn't
like,
tell you that. I didn't tell you her name
what
was
was
AP though.
what was her moon, her Venus,
I think her
and
moon was.
her
I don't want to
Mercury?
talk
Cause I
about
wanted
that
her
whole
to
like that because
communicate.
I don't even fuck with her like that. I don't want to talk about that bitch. But it's just crazy that
I know.
I see you. Oh,
So
I
fan
be
type
this
shit.
stuff makes me be unprofessional. But anyways,
You are so fucking funny. You're not. First of all, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It's all possibility. Uh, everybody
and
hear
she ain't
me.
no bitch. I don't even know that girl. I don't
Like
even know
let's
her.
just say if my cousin came through, and let's say he wanted to smoke with me, I'll bring him in the camera. First of all, this is our shit. We ain't your shit. And we doing what we want to do. They just here for the messages. That's it.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to end it too because we're going on an
I know,
hour.
child. We've been on here for a minute, huh?
And I got this baby. She finna start
I
whining
know.
and talking and
Okay,
shit.
so look, take care, baby.
I'm finna go to sleep. Okay,
And we love you
Portia.
guys.
It
Those
was
who participate,
good and it
those
was
who came
fun. And
through.
thank you guys for listening. Whoever's listening after the fact.
Yes.
Y'all stay
And
tuned
those who
for
was here.
more. All right,
And
you
later.
guys. Bye. I'm finna call you, Portia.
All right, call me.